Something unbelievable is happening in the world of Heartland. Just when fans had started to accept that Ty Borden was truly gone, a powerful wave of excitement is sweeping across the fandom. Rumors have been building for months, but now it's official. Graham Wardle is coming back, and not just in a behind-the-scenes interview or a quick cameo. We're talking about a return that could change everything. Could Ty Borden really be alive? Or is there something else going on? The answer is closer than you think. Let's dive in. For over 15 years, Heartland has been more than just a show. It's been a comforting part of people's lives, a story of love, loss, healing, and hope set against the beautiful backdrop of Alberta, Canada. The show started quietly in 2007, focusing on a young girl named Amy Fleming, who had just lost her mother in a tragic accident. But what began as a small family drama soon became a worldwide favorite. Viewers connected deeply with the characters, especially Amy and Ty. Their love story wasn't flashy or dramatic. It was real, slow-burning, and full of heart. Ty Borden, played by Graham Wardle, started out as a troubled teen with a rough past. He was sent to Heartland Ranch as part of a probation program. What no one expected was how quickly he would become part of the Fleming family, and how much he would grow. Through the seasons, Ty turned his life around. He became a vet, a loyal partner, and eventually a husband and father. His bond with Amy gave the show its emotional core. Whether they were working side by side helping animals, facing life's challenges together, or just sharing quiet moments, Ty and Amy felt real. Their love made fans believe in second chances and true partnerships. As the seasons went by, Heartland didn't rely on big twists or cliffhangers. Instead, it focused on the strength of relationships. It showed how families stay together through hardship, how people grieve, heal, and learn to love again. It was this emotional honesty that made the show stand out. Viewers didn't just watch Heartland, they felt it. The ranch, the horses, the family dinners, the barn, every scene became part of a world that felt like home. Ty and Amy's journey took them through everything from bear attacks to infertility, from rebuilding trust to becoming parents. Fans celebrated their wedding, cried during their fights, and hoped alongside them through every difficult moment. By the time season 13 ended, it felt like their bond could survive anything. But then came season 14, and everything changed. Before we talk about that heartbreaking twist, it's important to understand what was lost. Ty wasn't just Amy's husband. He was the emotional anchor of the show. His quiet strength, his growth, and his love for his family were the reasons so many people kept watching. When Ty was gone, a piece of Heartland went with him, and fans around the world felt that loss deeply. Now, with whispers of Graham Wardle's return, the emotion is coming back full circle. People are excited but also nervous. How can the show bring back someone who meant so much to so many? What kind of story would be worthy of Ty Borden's return? That's what we'll begin to explore next, starting with the moment that broke hearts across the world, Ty's final goodbye. Some moments on television don't just stay on the screen, they stay in your heart. Ty Borden's final scene was one of those moments. It wasn't just another storyline. It felt personal. It felt like saying goodbye to a friend. And maybe that's because for so many fans, Ty was more than just a character. He was part of their life. Season 14 opened with a shock. In the very first episode, without warning, the world of Heartland changed forever. Ty, who had survived so much, from an abusive childhood to near-death experiences, suddenly collapsed in front of Amy. One moment he was walking back to the barn. The next, he was gone. No dramatic build-up, no final words. Just silence. Ty died of complications from a blood clot, the result of an earlier gunshot wound. And just like that, the show's quiet hero was gone. The impact was immediate and massive. Fans were devastated. Many didn't believe it at first. Some hoped it was a dream sequence or a writing trick, but it wasn't. It was real, and it was final. Amy was left a widow. Lindy was left without a father. And the Heartland family, both on screen and off, was changed forever. For a show that built its strength on emotional healing, Ty's death felt like a wound that wouldn't close. The ranch suddenly felt emptier. The light-hearted warmth that Heartland was known for seemed dimmer. And even though the other characters carried on, something fundamental had shifted. Viewers mourned alongside Amy, not just for the man she lost, but for the future that would never be. No more Ty and Amy moments, no more family rides across the fields, no more gentle encouragement from Ty during hard times. Behind the scenes, the choice to write Ty out of the show wasn't taken lightly. Graham Wardle had decided it was time to step away from the character. After over a decade on the show, he felt a personal calling to explore other paths, creatively and spiritually. In interviews, he spoke with deep respect for the cast, the crew, and the fans. He didn't leave out of frustration or drama. He left with love, and that only made the goodbye hurt more. Still, for many viewers, the show just wasn't the same without him. Season 14 became the most emotionally intense season to date, as Amy tried to move forward, not just for herself but for her daughter. And while some fans stopped watching, others stayed, to support Amy's healing and to see how the story would evolve without Ty. But here's where things get interesting. Even after Ty's death, his presence never really left. He appeared in flashbacks. His memory lingered in conversations. Amy often spoke to him in her mind or dreamed about him. The show made it clear, Ty might be gone, but he was never forgotten. And maybe that's why the idea of his return feels not only possible, but somehow right. Because in a world like Heartland, where love runs deep and healing takes time, the past is never truly over. And now, as we head into season 19, the past may be returning in a way no one expected. Coming up next, we'll dive into the storm of rumors, theories, and fan speculation that set the stage for Graham Wardle's unexpected comeback. Could Ty Borden really return after all this time? The signs are everywhere, and we're about to uncover them. At first, it was just a flicker, a glance, a quote, a shadow in a photo. The kind of thing fans might scroll past and wonder, wait, did I just see what I think I saw? But like a spark in dry grass, it didn't take long for those whispers to catch fire. A single line in an interview, a cryptic social media post, a sudden shift in tone from the cast. It all pointed to one thing: Ty Borden might be coming back. It's the kind of thing most TV fans dream about. A beloved character gone too soon. A return that no one saw coming. And in the world of Heartland, where emotions run deep and the story feels almost real, even the idea of Ty's return felt electric. For months, viewers have been putting the puzzle together. Little things, easily missed unless you were looking closely. Let's start with Graham Wardle himself. For years after his exit, he kept a low profile when it came to Heartland. He focused on his podcast, Time Has Come, where he explored personal growth, spirituality, and new creative directions. He seemed at peace with leaving the show, and fans respected that. But then something changed. His tone in recent interviews softened. He began speaking about Heartland with a new kind of affection, even curiosity. At one point, he said, "You never really say goodbye to a character like Ty." That one line sent shockwaves through the fandom. Then came the social media posts. A photo surfaced, Graham on what looked like a filming set in Alberta. No clear tags, no direct confirmation, just enough to make fans sit up straight. Not long after, Amber Marshall, Amy Fleming, posted a behind-the-scenes shot with a caption that read, "Full circle moments." She didn't mention names. She didn't have to. The comment section exploded. Fan pages lit up. Reddit threads got longer. YouTube channels broke down every clue, from wardrobe details to background scenery. Was Ty coming back in a flashback? A dream sequence? A long-lost twin? Some even suggested he had faked his death to protect his family. A wild idea. But this is TV after all. And the theories didn't stop there. Some believed Lindy might be seeing visions of her father. Others guessed it would be part of a therapy storyline for Amy, working through unresolved grief. One of the biggest signs came when CBC released an early teaser image for season 19, and fans swore they could see a familiar figure in the background. The face wasn't visible, The body was turned, but the posture, the silhouette, it looked exactly like Ty. The photo was quickly pulled and replaced, but by then, the internet had already done its job. The image was saved, shared, and analyzed by thousands. Was it a mistake or a subtle hint? But all of this would have remained speculation until the trailer dropped, and at the very end of it, just for a second, a voice. Deep, calm, and unmistakable. "Sometimes love brings you back," it said. It wasn't labeled. There was no confirmation. But fans know that voice. It was Graham Wardle. That 1 second was enough to turn whispers into thunder. Ty Borden wasn't just a memory anymore. He was coming back. The internet nearly broke. Fans from around the world shared their reactions. Some cried, some shouted, some just sat in silence, watching that one moment over and over again. It didn't answer every question, but it asked the biggest one of all. How? How can Ty return after dying so clearly in season 14? What kind of story could make that believable, respectful, and emotionally satisfying? Is he alive, or is his return something more symbolic? A dream? A vision? A final message from beyond? No one knows for sure, but we're getting closer to the truth. And in the next section, we'll break down exactly what Graham Wardle has confirmed, what the season 19 trailer reveals, and what it all means for the future of Heartland. It didn't come with flashing lights or dramatic music. There was no stage, no studio, no press, or just a quiet video, a calm voice, and one sentence that shook the entire Heartland community. "I'm coming back." That's all it took. The moment fans had imagined 1,000 different ways finally became real, not through gossip or leaks, but directly from Graham Wardle himself. In a video posted to his podcast community and later shared across fan pages, he confirmed what many had hoped but few truly believed. Ty Borden will return in season 19. But let's pause here. Because while the news felt like a dream come true, it also came with mystery, and more questions than answers. In his announcement, Graham didn't spell out exactly how he'd be returning. He didn't say Ty was alive or that the death was fake. In fact, he was careful with his words. He spoke about legacy, about stories that never truly end, and about characters who continue to live, not just in scripts, but in the hearts of the people who love them. That's where things get interesting. He hinted at something beautiful and unexpected. He described his return not as a comeback to the show in the usual sense, but as a continuation of something unfinished. For fans who know Heartland, those words carry weight. They suggest this isn't just a gimmick, it's a meaningful moment crafted with care. So what does the official season 19 trailer tell us? At first glance, it looks like classic Heartland, wide open. Fields, family tension, healing, horses. But halfway through, everything slows down. The music shifts. Amy stands at the edge of the ranch, looking out into the golden light. A figure appears in the distance. We don't see his face. Just his silhouette, standing still, like he's part of the land. Then comes the voice. Ty's voice. "Some things never really leave you." The screen fades to black. No explanation, no confirmation, just that voice, and the feeling that something big is coming. That short moment, just a few seconds, has already sparked massive discussions online. Some believe it confirms Ty is returning in flashbacks, possibly through Amy's memories or Lindy's imagination. Others believe the show is planning something bolder. Maybe Ty never died. Maybe someone made sure he disappeared for a reason. It's far-fetched, but not impossible. What's also clear is that this return is not a one-episode cameo. Graham hinted that his role in season 19 would be a chapter, not a footnote. That tells us something major is in motion. This isn't just about bringing back a fan favorite. It's about healing wounds the show never fully closed. It's about honoring what Ty meant, to Amy, to Lindy, and to the fans who grew up watching him. And Graham isn't doing it alone. Amber Marshall has already spoken about what it was like to film those scenes again with Graham after so much time apart. She called it deeply emotional and surprisingly natural. According to her, stepping back into Amy and Ty's dynamic felt like coming home. It was like he never left. she said. The writers, too, seem to understand the weight of this decision. Everything we've seen so far suggests they're handling Ty's return with care, not just as fan service, but as part of the emotional arc that Heartland has always done best: grief, healing, and the ties that hold us together even after loss. So, what now? Season 19 promises something we've never seen before: a return not just of a character, but of a connection. A second chance, not to rewrite the past, but to understand it more deeply. The only question left is, are you ready to see Ty Borden again? Because ready or not, he's back.